There are three of them actually.
Okay, what are they called here?
They're called the Explorer chart books of the near Bahamas and the Exumas.
Got that one?
So this will get you from Nassau.
Got that one? Yeah, and this is the Explorer chart book near the Bahamas.
Thanks.
And then this one is the Yachtsman's Guide to the Bahamas.
This thing is fantastic. This is the only thing that'll give you sort of reliable tide information down here. Got it? Okay, so basically the charts themselves are pretty extensive guidebooks. The maps are the most beautiful I've seen, but basically they'll give you the lowdown. A lot of history about the Bahamas stuff. This is all worth reading. The authors obviously are cruisers, along with the editor. I think they re-up these every year or two. They talk to you about clearing into the country, where you might want to go, what you have to deal with customs and immigration. They talk about the weather patterns here. A lot of information on where you can anchor. There are very few anchoring restrictions in the Bahamas. You can pretty much drop a hook wherever you want to, with a few exceptions. And they talk about the cays, piling through the cays and the cuts. This is something I wish I'd read before I came out of Little Farmers. So they give you a ton of background information on the whole area, radio etiquette, different channels for communication. And then basically, just like our chart books back home, they've got large and small formats. So if you look at the back cover, if you're trying to find something quick, it'll tell you where the large map is with the pink, and then the insets are the orange ones with more detail. So you can very quickly sort of figure out where you're going. So this basically goes all the way down to the Ragged Island. So if you kept going down Exuma, right, we're in Georgetown, this also covers the Gementos, Flamingo Cay, and all the way down to, Hog Cay and the Ragged Islands.
So where's the chart where we are right now?
Chart where we are, well, there are a couple of them. The larger format chart, which I have. Little Farmers, Exuma Island. So this is the top of Exuma Island, basically. And it's just like ours. You just flip down, you keep going down. This is Elizabeth Harbor, where we are now. So we shut the approach here from the ocean side and came in. So we'll be sailing basically out of here, right? We're in front of Kidd's Cove right here. So we'll swing around and go out. There are really only two channels, and if you go literally, there's only one. Can somebody just kill that alarm? I don't think it's real, but
Odometer alarm?
Is it the anchor alarm, or is it the click cancel? See if that kills it. Now, do you show? We got a nice arc on the anchor, right? We're not moving. What was that? Twice. So basically, we can bang around up here, but you can.
Fathoms.
Yeah, these are fathoms.
Okay.
Well, no, sorry, they're meters. Meters. Apologize. Meters.
Oh, okay.
Everything here is in meters,
okay,
and it's reversed. Deep water is blue, shallow water is white. That's still hard for me to get used to. We can monkey around in a lot of this stuff. The tide range here, I think, is generally only about 3 feet, so the Gemini seems to be able to go pretty much anywhere.
It's shallow up in there.
But it is shallow, and the keelboats stay very religiously to the channels.
Yeah.
And then there's an inset, of course, for Georgetown, so we can.
You gotta think of that as more the color of the water than.
Yeah, that's right.
Dangerous when it gets that light
Yeah,
color.
that's right.
So
Yeah, there's like a sandbar here.
This is where we were the other day. Remember, it was real yellow, and we got into this dark yellow stuff over here.
Yep.
But there was like when we were in this area, that's where that prout was over here that we were looking at. Because we came up into, this is Crab Cay right here. And
that's the bridge right there.
Yeah, that's a little new bridge that's across there. But there were other boats over in here, catamarans and things up in this little hole. Very protected in there. And it's deeper water, actually 2 meters. So.
Yep. So basically, we can wander up here. We might want to cut directly across towards Stocking and go up.
Yeah, we'll just go have fun.
A little bit of deeper water. We could put a board down. I mean, it's somewhere. This might be it. Grill, fish
My guess is it was either on a cove like this up in here, because I think there was I
didn't think it was that far, but we can push right out. We can push straight out here, and we can pretty much sail
You
know,
you look at food, they're doing that's the pig roast.
Oh, yeah.
tonight. Yeah.
Tonight.
Oh, let's
we can
let's
come
do
back
that.
down tonight and do
Let's do that. That sounds like a
Yeah.
great idea.
Yeah, a lot of cruisers going to be over there.
Yeah,
And
we'll have fun.
This is a little bit more detail on Georgetown. So this is where the cable is. They must be repairing that cable because that's where the
Yeah,
barge
that's
is.
what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
And then this, of course, is where we were. The little holes where we were. So Volleyball Beach is here. All
Yep.
those anchorages are in there.
This is Turtle Lagoon over
Yep.
here.
I haven't been in there yet.
Oh, we got in there. It's tricky to get in there.
Yeah, I heard.
We brought the drive leg, or not drive leg, but the propeller up on the...
Are there marks?
No.
Yeah, there are marks going in the turtle.
There were some
Cove.
aids to navigation in
Yeah.
there? Just six or
yeah.
something?
Yeah, it went between 2, and then there was another. There's about 3 marks in there.
And then this is a
They
really
had colors.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a really nice part of this
one,
guide.
the green.
Yeah, sort of.
There was a
When you
green.
can see them.
Yeah.
There's more detail here for places like Georgetown, Little Farmers Key. They'll actually give you a snapshot of the town with the main buildings in a little bit more detail and a lot of need-to-know information. So if you need medical or customs or internet, they pretty much have this listing for most of the places that have any kind of facilities. So the need-to-know info is really good here.
Yeah.
It's very detailed.
Amistad was big on this guy, too. He told us about it.
The charts are just first rate. I mean, they've really
Whoa.
helped us with a lot of, and I still like paper charts. I mean, as much as I like having a chart plotter, I'd like to come down here and really look.
So this
at
gives you
the
more
way.
information than a chart plotter when you're looking right at... When you're
Oh
looking
yeah,
When you're looking at this?
yeah. The chart plotter's pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see all this stuff there, but you're not. You know, it's nice to know where the government buildings are here. It's nice to know where government dock is.
Okay. But as far as depths go, I mean, and contours and everything.
It's okay. This stuff shifts, and these guys have a lot of disclaimers in here, like, you know, we've checked and double-checked everything, but all this stuff moves.
But
lot
the
of-
advantage of the chart plotter is it puts you on here.
Yeah, but again, I mean, you know, the chart plotter is giving you an estimation of where it thinks you are, not necessarily where you actually are. So, I mean, I like it, but
It should be pretty close.
But I like
mean,
well,
if the chart is accurate, it should be accurate, right?
well, but sand moves, right? I mean, you know, sand spits move all over the place here with the currents. So I'm still,
Man,
you
yeah.
know, and I like the map. I mean, I don't like having to constantly zoom in and out with the chart plotter to get my fix. I like being able to look at a snapshot from above and reference it with what I'm seeing on the chart plotter. And these are beautiful charts. I mean, they're easy. You know, they're easy on the eyes.
So you plotted courses, didn't follow courses to get down here rather than just rely on the chart plotter?
We set waypoints according, you know, they have all the waypoints obviously,
Yeah.
and so we set them and we track them. I don't manually plot them out, but I try to be aware of what the bearing is, and I'm constantly checking the course over ground because there's a lot of current. It's not just point the boat and go in a lot of cases, and so we just, you know, I've been trying not to leave too much to chance, and I always sort of